They did not realize that they were burying themselves when they believed that their words would bury you. Their fall will come from the same lips that conspired against you. This is divine justice, not karma. God Himself is intervening to turn every lie spoken, every slander, and every conspiracy into sure means to destroy your enemies. Stay resilient, because the people who believe they are pulling you down will soon be responsible for their own demise. This is your season of unstoppable vindication. According to Psalm 64:8, He will turn their tongues against them and ruin them. These statements describe a divine principle that transforms the battlefield of deception and betrayal. They do not simply speak of vengeance. The first strike is to expose. Lies once muttered in the darkness are drawn into the unshakable light of truth. Conspirators face not just a simple answer, but an unraveling so complex that it shakes their credibility. The mainstay of their plan is found to be fragile when examined by God. So this is not a gradual decay, but a sudden collapse. There is no opportunity for resistance or camouflage as the audience witnesses their deception. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video before continuing, so that the chosen ones are not just watching from the sidelines. Together, we build, rise, and triumph. Let's mobilize your spirit. The weapon of justice is reversal. What was supposed to harm you eventually becomes the driving force behind your development. In turn, your integrity is emphasized by their defamatory slander. What they say about you becomes a symbol of your fortitude. When the poison they throw at you becomes an antidote, your position is strengthened and your truth grows. It is the weight of their words that pulls them down, not your counterattack that lifts you up. The inevitable result is that consequences arise. They are struck not by an outside force, but by their own honed words. Their life is the house of destruction they intend to create. Opportunities slip away, relationships break down, and peace eludes them. This is justice rather than retaliation, the exposure of their own actions for all to see. This is not just poetic justice, but divine orchestration. It is a reminder that truth is uncompromising, and that every mouth that rises against you will fall of its own accord. Haman's death is proof of how effective reversal is. His plan against Mordecai was not just a plan, it was a deliberate destruction. He built the gallows, planned rumors about Mordecai's death, and established his authority as unquestionable. But justice came swiftly and mercilessly. When he built the gallows for someone else, his fate was sealed. The fall of Haman is a reminder that immoral plans often fail on their own, crushing the people who devise them. It was not Mordecai's revenge that turned the tables, but God's intervention. The same weapons they used defeated the enemy. This thinking was also demonstrated by the Pharisees. Take a step towards God's healing power today. To support our channel, click on the Super Thank button on YouTube and make a donation of $50. Despite their persistent and cunning efforts to capture Jesus, their plan had a greater goal than they could have imagined. Jesus' message was strengthened by their interrogations, accusations, and plots to undermine his position. Even his final act, his crucifixion, broke the bonds of sin forever and fulfilled the divine promise. To connect yourself to divine intervention and receive the gifts of clarity, courage, and unconditional love, write 11 in the comments section if you feel the weight of this message in your soul. The very foundation of the religion they aimed to undermine was their attempt to suppress it. Their words cannot stop your destiny. You cannot stop what is predestined. These teachings have echoed throughout history. As she continued her groundbreaking scientific work, Marie Curie faced opposition and ridicule. You are here for a reason. If you feel chosen, it is time to answer the call. By clicking the Join button, you can access deep insights, unique knowledge, and a powerful community willing to accompany you on your journey. This is an opportunity to fully embrace your divine destiny and seize the path designed for you. It is more than just a membership. Do not hesitate. Step forward and become one of the chosen ones. His integrity was questioned, his accomplishments ignored, and his findings discredited. But her perseverance overcame doubt. Curie turned rejection into vindication, and as a result, her name will always be remembered as a pioneer. Her life exemplified the idea that vindication is won through perseverance and purpose, and every slander became a monument to her triumph. When people turn against you, you realize that God's justice is infallible. If you are ready to step into the confidence that no weapon formed against you will succeed, please leave a comment below with the words, "I rise, they fall." Snake language is more than a means of communication. It is a dark weapon designed to wound, divide, and destroy. Malicious comments, disguised as light conversation or words of praise, contain poison intended to destroy integrity and destroy trust. Spreading lies to distort perception and undermine unity, gossip acts as a spiritual virus. It takes root in the brains of those willing to absorb it and feeds on lies, implied hints, and half-truths. You encounter this weapon in every aspect of your life, personal, professional, and spiritual. It works silently and strikes unexpectedly. Its purpose is to alter reality and rewrite stories not only to harm, but to benefit the person using it. Its users are aware of its power and often hide their intentions behind innocence, leaving their victims helpless and confused. However, snake language tells us more about its origin than its target. It is a strategy used by those who cannot compete with reality and resort to dishonesty to hide their shortcomings. The idea of manipulation is also used by snake language, which produces a distorted mirror in which the truth is distorted to fit a specific purpose. Their lies bind their victims like chains in uncertainty and confusion. But its narrative does not end there. Once spoken, words have consequences, and the serpent tongue eventually turns against its users. It infects its source like poison, destroying peace, relationships, and credibility. You are not helpless. Their poison is neutralized by your truthful honesty. The power of the serpent's tongue is limited to deception, and once it appears, it dries up. It cannot reverse God's plan. Move forward, trusting that no weapon created against you will succeed. The strategies of the serpent's tongue are deliberate and well thought out, aimed at eroding trust and preventing you from achieving your goals. They are known for distorting the facts, a practice so dangerous that it disguises dishonesty as credibility. They want to damage people's reputations, cast doubt on your character, and tarnish its luster. If you believe in the Lord's steadfast love, His ever-present presence, and His sovereign plan for your life, write 22. Because He is trustworthy, and He keeps His word. These twisted words do not work on their own. They are deliberately used to sabotage relationships, cause division, undermine harmony, and cut you off from allies. Mythology also proves this truth. According to Norse mythology, Loki, the god of mischief, used his cunning speech to sow discord, distrust, and division. But his plans often failed, and his own dishonesty eventually caught up with him. In the end, it was not the genius of his plans that destroyed him, but his inner weakness. The weight of truth will eventually cause deception to collapse like a building built on sand. Know that slander cannot stop your destiny, and I want you to proclaim it right now in the comments section below. Victory flows from within me. When confronted with unwavering purpose and truth, the serpent's tongue is a faltering weapon. Subscribe to Astral Atom so you don't miss the spiritual updates coming from this channel. The enemy's plan is precise and aims to destroy you piece by piece. It is neither sloppy nor careless. The ultimate goal is not just to mess up your life, but to destroy your faith and separate you from your divine purpose. But understand this: they have an evil plan. Your counterattack is faith and concentration. Their diversions are helpless in the face of fixed intention, and their lies fall apart when exposed to the truth. You can tell when you are being attacked because the signs are clear and precise when it matters most. Distractions that take your focus away from the task at hand, disagreements that come out of nowhere, and unexpected conflicts that erupt when you are closest to making progress. These disagreements are not arbitrary. Rather, they are planned interruptions intended to cause turmoil when you are most concentrated. Their purpose is to distract you so that you focus your energy on repairing the damage rather than moving forward. At the same time, you see those around you pulling away from you. False impressions cause people who were with you before to lose interest in you. These are the deliberate consequences of slander and dishonesty, not just miscommunication. Relationships are broken when words are twisted behind your back, and if nothing is done, the fractures eventually turn into chasms. You must deal with the loneliness deliberately sown by whispers, each one erasing the truth and replacing it with a distorted story. This danger has long been foretold in literature. In Shakespeare's Othello, Iago's deceptive lies create a web of mistrust that momentarily subverts Othello's reality. Lies cause mayhem, destroy relationships, and spread destruction. But even this is a warning that dishonesty is temporary. Despite its damaging consequences, its emergence is inevitable. Like light, truth cannot be hidden forever. Recognize that the attack is not about who you are now, but what you are meant to be. Isolation and conflict are tools designed to blind you to your mission, but they are only deceptive. The reason people accept lies about you is often the weakness of human nature, rather than the strength of the lie. Lies thrive in the psyche of the listener, capitalizing on prejudices, anxieties, and weaknesses. The influence of confirmation bias is powerful. No matter how skewed their prejudices are, people tend to adopt information that confirms them. If they already have reservations about you, the LIE becomes evidence that solidifies their opinion of you. The LIE, conveniently packaged in a lie, provides the validation people need for their assumptions, rather than facts. There is also the bandwagon effect, where social cohesion is surrendered for truth. People often follow the crowd because they are afraid of being alone, not because it is true. The LIE becomes their refuge, a place to hide from criticism or confrontation. Regardless of whether the majority is correct or not, they follow their lead and spread the lie further. However, projection is perhaps the most dangerous factor. Lying about yourself often appeals to other people's weaknesses and fears. They distort the narrative to reflect their own internal conflicts and transfer their flaws to you. They accept a slanderous statement not because it is true about you, but because it reveals something about themselves. Lies thrive because human nature allows them to multiply, not because they are more powerful than truth. But truth is permanent. Just say, "I am not defined by their perceptions," and see how the truth breaks their conformity, silences their projections, and destroys their prejudices. Despite the confusion, you remain steadfast. When deception takes hold, it is usually due to flaws embedded in the cultural and spiritual dynamics of its adherents. A weak spiritual foundation makes it easier for lies to multiply. The winds of deception can easily influence those who lack a strong foundation of discernment and truth, because they are ill-equipped to search for or understand deeper truths. They lack the foundation to challenge what they hear and accept lies as they are. Lies exploit their spiritual weaknesses and distract people from clarity and understanding. The spread of deception is accelerated on a larger scale by cultural dynamics. In environments where judgment and competition are prevalent, rumor becomes a weapon. Lies are used by people to move up the social scale, defaming others in the process. Rumors are the currency of insecure environments fueled by jealousy and fear. A culture of judgment punishes individuals who question the status quo and rewards those who cast the first stone, no matter how true. In such an environment, truth is usually the first casualty. This fact has been demonstrated throughout history. Cultural and moral weakness, led to the popular rejection of Galileo, who was punished for claiming that the Earth revolved around the sun. He was labeled a heretic by the Church because they could not reconcile his findings with their dogmatic beliefs. But while his opponents faded into obscurity, Galileo's truth endured. His discovery changed humanity's view of the universe. Temporary falsehoods cannot weaken the resolve of the truth. God's process of revelation is not hasty or chaotic. Rather, it unfolds with purposeful precision, exposing falsehoods and illuminating the truth in all its complexity. The slanderers, dishonesty, and contradictions cannot be hidden forever. Lies must be perpetuated, and those who rely on dishonesty cannot sustain their narratives indefinitely. Their intentions begin to falter, their words begin to blend together, and the gaps in their stories become too large to ignore. What seemed convincing at first becomes a flimsy facade that crumbles under scrutiny. But your determination is in sharp contrast to their negativity. They make accusations, but you do not back down in the face of their efforts to discredit you. This steadfast honesty turns like a lighthouse, highlighting the difference between your truth and their lies. Those who at first tolerate slanderous words eventually begin to doubt their source. They see the positive effects of your actions, flexibility, patience, and purpose, and realize that they cannot coexist with the negative aspects of the accusations against you. Divine time governs the process, just as the sun rises to drive out the shadows. Slowly but surely, the truth comes to light, and there is room for deception. The slanderer's plans fall apart because the truth feeds itself, not because you fight back. There is no need for defense. As inevitable as the rising of the sun is the process of disclosure, and there are clear indications that the truth is coming to light. One of the first cracks in the armor of the slanderer is that they become defensive. As their web of lies begins to crumble, they become frantic to maintain control of the story. They begin to react erratically and overcompensate by making false apologies and excuses that reveal their fear. People who once trusted them begin to doubt them as their once subtle persuasion turns into blatant desperation. Among other things, there is also a change in perception. People begin to see the sharp contrast between the slanderer's inconsistencies and your unwavering honesty. Your behavior radiates honesty even when it is negative. This disparity becomes hard to ignore. The story changes because the light of truth pushes the shadows away, not because you confront their lies. The slanderer pushes fades into obscurity, and others who previously questioned you are impressed by your sincerity. Then comes indisputable evidence. Your success and blessings become the loudest rebuttal to the slander. Opportunities present themselves, previously closed doors open, and you are inexplicably favored. Your faith, perseverance, and determination serve as proof of divine providence. History remembers stories like that of Oprah Winfrey, who faced opposition and criticism early in her career. She silenced her detractors and turned criticism into applause by being sincere and persistent. Once the truth is made public, it becomes too powerful to ignore. The first change is public recognition. Eventually, those who have been deceived recognize you for who you really are. Once buried under the weight of deception, your integrity emerges unscathed. The truth not only repairs, it grows. People who once questioned you now admire you, and the clarity of your actions silences the slanderers. Elevation follows. Opportunities that were once distant are now within your reach. Relationships that were once strained are rebuilt on the basis of trust, stronger than before. Thanks to your resilience, your credibility is not only restored, but strengthened. People are attracted to you because of your unflinching honesty. What was supposed to tear you apart becomes the foundation of your rise. For the slanderer, repercussions are inevitable. Their death is the inevitable result of their behavior rather than an act of revenge. Their credibility is damaged when the lies they have relied on crumble under the weight of the truth. The same words they used to hurt you are now used against them, exposing and weakening them. However, even during the storm, there are unexpected advantages. Your connection with God is strengthened. Your resilience becomes unbreakable, and your spiritual maturity increases. These experiences help you become a better person by developing your purpose and providing you with a compelling narrative. Other people find hope in your testimony. It proves that difficulties are temporary, reality wins, and perseverance pays off. My blessings are untouchable. No lie can hinder the good. Your ascent unstoppable, your purpose undeniable. When I was humiliated and criticized, I did not defend myself. Instead, I kept silent and let my character and work speak for itself. Those who question me now, years later, recognize my worth. You were vindicated in God's time. Let your truth speak louder than their words. Be steadfast and believe in the process. Negativity and slander are traps set to drain your vitality and take your focus away from your goals. Take great care with your energy. Access to those who profit from poison is not something you owe. Talking to them only serves to further their cause. Your shield is your boundaries. Set them firmly and clearly. Keep your attention on the important things. You are not characterized by their words, plans, or ambiguities, but by the goal that burns within you, unaffected by the winds of deception. God's timing is perfect. Even the attacks against you are planned for your benefit. You will be exalted by that which is intended to destroy you. What is already written in your favor cannot be changed by slander, whispers, or negativity. Every setback is training. Every difficulty is progress. Your mission is unstoppable. It does not depend on their approval or falter in the face of their criticism. Believe in the divine purpose that guides you. It is greater than the chaos around you. Your actions are planned. You are not here by chance. Instead of responding to their attacks, move forward with confidence as an expression of your victory. The weight of your determination will crush their efforts to stand in your way. Every false statement against you will be silenced because God's justice is unshakable. All curses will turn into blessings. Your testimony, a monument of fortitude and divine grace, will be the very thing designed to defeat you. You have already been chosen for this reason, and your victory is certain. Now stand tall in your truth and allow your life to serve as an example of the power of purpose and faith. Share your story with people who need it, as your voice has the capacity to encourage and inspire. Don't just stand there. Subscribe if you want more of these mind-blowing discoveries, honest conversations, and a front-row seat to the drama of human nature. By subscribing, you're not just following the discussion. You're joining a group that questions accepted wisdom and delves deep into our innermost thoughts. We are not interested in flimsy stuff, and this is not your typical channel. So click the subscribe button, enable alerts, and let's continue our adventure. What mysteries can we discover next? The game is just beginning, so stay tuned.